Harley Davison M8 problems, rusting exhausts, warped discs, incorrect wheel alignment, uneven tyre wear. It's all happening. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. So this video is all about the Harley Davison with the M8 engine and the emails that I get from owners all over the world who are telling me about issues that they're having with their Softails in particular, but also some Tourers as well from 2018, 2017 onwards with the M8 engine. Some of the issues that we've already discussed on the channel, but I'm going to quickly talk about them now, is rusting exhausts, and this is happening on quite a few of the Softail models in particular. They're also being on the Softail models as well, internal breakages of those exhausts, and we're talking about the stock exhausts here. So there have been internal components, as I say, baffles, internal baffles, that have been breaking away. So that comes down to a quality of manufacturing as well. Now there's also been some chrome pitting, chrome rust, but also some delamination, if you want to call it that, some chrome peeling off, also bubbling off from some of the exhausts as well, and some of the covers, the heat shields. So that's something that has happened. There's also been engine casing issues where the dealership and the motorcycle company are saying that the wrinkle effect, that there might be rust spots or corrosion spots, or the wrinkle paint, the wrinkle effect is bubbling off or flaking away. That is down to the owner, not to themselves. So there are ongoing problems, ongoing struggles by certain owners with the dealerships and also with the motorcycle manufacturer as well. Now, I reported a long time ago about the belt tension issues on the Harley Davidsons with the M8 engines as well. You take it to a dealership and it seems to be really tight, and what they tend to do, sometimes they put it on they tighten it up to the top of the range. So when you're riding in hotter temperatures, for example, what happens is everything tends to expand a little bit and it makes it a little bit too tight. So you kind of get this what noise, as it were, when you're starting to slow down. In an ideal world, what you would do, you would kind of retension your belt, periodically, let's say once a quarter by yourself, or take it to a dealership and have them retension it. And you kind of want a cold weather riding belt tension and a warm weather riding belt tension. Now ideally what they would do, they would just put it in the middle of the belt tension range, and that allows for that latitude. But if they don't, if they set it to near the top or near the bottom, what tends to happen is that when there is a temperature fluctuation, that affects that belt tension. But anyway, so that is known. But there's also rear wheel alignments as well that are not quite true, so they try and compensate, and that causes uneven belt wear as well and uneven tyre wear as well. So that's something to bear in mind. We've also got reports of front tyre uneven wear as well, and we're also getting reports of brake disc warping on the front, and also problems on the rear as well. So I'm going to take you over to meet a chap now on his bike, on his FatBob, and we're going to see exactly what issues he's got as well. Right, let's get over there. Right, so I'm at the FatBob here, and a few issues to go through on this, and this is something you want to check for as well. So the front tyre, uneven wear on the right hand side as opposed to the left. We've had a look at it, and you can actually just move the bike onto its side stand to lift up the front tyre, and you actually see that the front tyre is slightly off. So you want to check if the fall away on the bike is been set correctly. So I've got a feeling that fall away isn't right. They're going to have to adjust the front forks left and right to get that tyre completely squared away. Okay, so the other thing here is the dual disc setup on the front on the FatBob. On the right hand side here, slight warping on the disc, only 7,000 miles on here as well. looks as if this brake caliper on this side is binding a little bit. This is causing extra heat on this side, so that needs to be checked out. It could be the splitter underneath here that's causing the problem. I don't think it's the master cylinder, but it could be as well. So that's it. Could be warping discs, also caused by the caliper or the uneven pressure applied to the left side and the right side. So get that checked out as well. Okay, rusting on the exhaust system as well. Again, it really depends what you've got. We've kind of inspected here, so the Harley Davison exhaust system is actually fine. In this sense here, it's been the Vance and Hines slip-ons that actually are rusting right at the flange here, where they actually attach onto the exhaust. So I'm going to show you now. So obviously that's not a Harley Davison issue, that's not a dealership issue, that's going to be a Vance and Hines issue that you're going to have a look at as well. If you've got any rusting on the other part of the exhaust, you might want to get that checked out with your dealership. Internal breakages on Harley Davison exhausts have been more commonplace as well, so get that checked out. Okay, let's look at the rear tyre hill, the rear disc I should say, and you can see right here, all over the disc, there is some pitting here, some delamination there as well. Again, 7,000 miles, this is a Harley disc, so really need to push back on the dealership here and also the company to make sure that this is covered under warranty. So they will say that the braking components are not covered, maybe also like the clutch as well. But I would push back on this for that kind of damage. A 7,000-mile bike, have a look at that. Push as hard as you can to get that checked and replaced. Okay, so obviously this is a FatBob, so if you're not riding a FatBob, you might think, well, this has got nothing to do with me. Actually, this has been seen on other Softails, on Taurus as well. Not in great numbers, but it has been seen. So this is nothing new. Certainly with a fall away on the front tire, make sure that it's completely set. You can do a fall away test, and you watch my videos for that as well, and that will address your front tire wear, but also how the bike is riding as well. If you've got a dual disc setup at the front, make sure you've got even pressure left and right as well. Make sure it's same heat applied or heat generated either side, and you got basically the same kind of wear. Okay, so what we're going to do, just going to quickly show you on FatBob, you can be able to do it on other Softails as well, how to lean the bike over and get the front tyre off the ground. Here you can see, and then you'll be able to spin the tyre and check your disc left and right. If you're finding that the tyre stops quite suddenly, you know you've got binding brakes. So there it is grinding on the right hand side there, or the left hand side as you look at it. So it's a caliper issue that needs to be addressed, but that's how you get the front tire off the ground, just by leaning it over on the jiffy stand, which you can see there. Obviously you'll need two people to do that. Right, so as I say, this is not just a FatBob issue, this is Softails in general, but you can also check this on the Taurus as well. So some issues related to the 2020 models, noticed a little bit more. A few instances on the 2019. There were a whole catalogue of issues on the 2018 models for these kinds of issues, but mostly from the 2020. This is a 2020 FatBob, of course, but they have been on other Softails as well. Anyway, I just wanted to bring this to you. This is not scaremongering. This is more about just information that comes into me via the website, and we're just going to try and share it out to you as well. It's exactly the same when they had the Fat Boy issues with the front fork sliders as well. There's a few owners who had real issues with the dealerships and also the company in getting that fixed. Others who had the same sort of problem or similar kind of problem had no problems at all dealing with the dealerships, and it was fixed. So it really depends where you are, which dealership you're dealing with, and how that problem is perceived. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com, and I'll catch you again. Ta-da.